Most people think getting rich means driving a loud car, wearing expensive clothes, and posting luxury on social media. But the truth is, the people who quietly build real wealth often look average, live simply, and stay invisible. If you want to get rich without anyone noticing, you must stop showing off and start growing. Today, I'm going to show you how real wealth is built in silence. Not through flashy purchases, but through smart decisions, disciplined habits, and strategic moves that compound over time. The wealthy don't announce their progress. They let their bank accounts speak quietly while the world is distracted by appearances. By the end of this talk, you'll understand how to grow rich without attracting attention, pressure, or jealousy, and why this is the smartest path to financial freedom. Living below your means is the quiet foundation of real wealth. It sounds simple, but it is one of the hardest disciplines to follow, because it goes against human nature and social pressure. Most people upgrade their lifestyle the moment their income increases. They move to a bigger house, buy a nicer car, eat out more often, and subscribe to every convenience. On the surface, it looks like success. In reality, it keeps them trapped in a cycle where every raise is consumed by higher expenses. The person who gets rich quietly does the opposite. They keep their lifestyle stable while their income grows, creating a widening gap between what they earn and what they spend. That gap is the fuel for investments, opportunities, and financial freedom. Living below your means does not mean living a miserable or deprived life. It means being intentional with money. It means choosing value over appearance, comfort over comparison, and long-term security over short-term pleasure. When you resist the urge to impress others, you regain control over your finances. Every dollar you do not spend becomes a worker that can be invested, multiplied, and put to work for you. Over time, those dollars start producing income on their own, and that is when money shifts from being something you chase to something that quietly grows. This principle also protects you from financial stress. When your expenses are low, you have breathing room. A job loss, a medical bill, or an economic downturn does not destroy your life. You have savings, flexibility, and options. People who live at the edge of their income have none of that. They look rich but feel anxious. The quiet wealthy person feels calm because their spending is controlled, their savings are strong, and their future is funded. Another powerful effect of living below your means is freedom of choice. When your lifestyle is simple and affordable, you are not forced to stay in a job you hate just to pay bills. You can take risks, start a business, invest in learning, or step away from toxic environments. Your money becomes a tool for freedom, not a chain that locks you into obligations. That freedom is invisible to others, but it is one of the greatest rewards of disciplined living. Over time, this habit compounds. Small decisions repeated daily create massive results. Choosing a modest home, driving a reliable car instead of a luxury one, cooking more meals at home, and cutting unnecessary subscriptions may seem minor, but they add up to thousands or even millions over a lifetime. Those savings, when invested, grow exponentially. The difference between someone who lives below their means and someone who does not is not just lifestyle. It is destiny. Quiet wealth is built when your income rises faster than your lifestyle. The world may never notice your discipline, but your bank account will. And in the end, the goal is not to look rich for a moment, but to be rich for life. Investing quietly and consistently is how real wealth compounds in the background while you live your normal life. Most people think investing is about timing the market, chasing trends, or bragging about big wins. In reality, the strongest investors are boring, disciplined, and patient. They invest the same way month after month, year after year, without making noise. They understand that wealth is not built in dramatic moments, but in small, repeated actions that compound over time. Consistency matters more than intensity. A person who invests a moderate amount every month for decades will almost always outperform someone who waits for the perfect moment or makes emotional decisions. Markets go up, markets go down, but disciplined investing keeps moving forward. Quiet investors automate their contributions so they do not rely on motivation or willpower. Money is invested before it can be spent, turning saving into a system rather than a choice. Over time, this system becomes powerful because it removes emotions from financial decisions. Investing quietly also means avoiding the noise of social media and financial hype. There will always be a new hot stock, a new crypto project, or a new opportunity that promises fast wealth. Loud investors chase these stories and talk about them. Quiet investors focus on fundamentals. They choose assets with long-term value, diversify their portfolios, and think in decades instead of days. They know that true wealth is built slowly, and that patience is a competitive advantage most people do not have. Another key element is compounding. When you invest consistently, your money starts earning returns, and those returns begin to earn returns themselves. This is how small amounts turn into large sums over time. Compounding does not feel exciting at first. The early years look slow and unimpressive. But after enough time, growth accelerates in a way that seems almost magical. Quiet investors understand this curve and stay committed during the boring years when others give up. Investing quietly also protects your mindset. When you are not constantly checking your portfolio or comparing yourself to others, you make better decisions. You avoid panic during downturns and greed during bubbles. You stay focused on your long-term plan. Silence is a strategic advantage because it reduces stress, distraction, and ego-driven mistakes. Wealth grows best when it is left alone to compound. Over time, consistent investing changes your identity. You stop thinking like a spender and start thinking like an owner. You realize that every dollar invested is a seed, and every year of patience multiplies your future options. The world may not see your progress, but your net worth steadily rises. One day, what started as quiet, disciplined investing becomes undeniable financial security. Getting rich without anyone noticing requires this kind of silent discipline. No announcements, no flashy posts, no dramatic stories, just quiet deposits, steady growth, and long-term vision. While others talk about getting rich, you quietly become rich. Building high-income skills is one of the most underrated paths to wealth, especially because it does not look flashy. People often focus on quick money tactics, but the biggest income jumps usually come from skills that are rare, valuable, and hard to replace. When you develop these skills, your earning potential rises quietly in the background, and no one needs to notice for you to benefit. High-income skills are abilities that the market consistently pays well for. They are not tied to a single job or employer. Instead, they give you leverage. When you know how to sell, persuade, code, analyze data, build systems, create content, or manage businesses, you are not limited by hourly wages. You can negotiate higher salaries, take on clients, start ventures, or earn performance-based income. This shift from time-based pay to value-based pay is what separates average earners from top earners. The process of building these skills is not glamorous. It requires focused practice, continuous learning, and patience. While others spend time consuming entertainment or chasing short-term pleasures, you spend time studying, practicing, and improving. This is why it is a quiet path to wealth. There are no visible signs at first. You are not buying luxury items or showing off success. You are upgrading your brain, your abilities, and your strategic thinking. High-income skills also compound. The more you learn, the faster you can learn new things. Your network improves, your opportunities expand, and your reputation grows. A single skill can lead to multiple income streams. For example, someone skilled in digital marketing can work for companies, consult clients, create courses, build agencies, or launch their own brands. The same applies to programming, finance, design, writing, and leadership. Skills create optionality, and optionality is a form of wealth. Another powerful aspect is that skills travel with you. Markets change, companies fail, industries evolve, but your abilities stay with you. If you can solve valuable problems, you can earn anywhere. This reduces financial risk and increases confidence. You are not dependent on a single paycheck or a single employer. You are an asset. Building high-income skills also changes how you think. You start seeing opportunities where others see problems. You understand systems, incentives, and leverage. You become proactive instead of reactive. This mindset shift is often more valuable than the skill itself, because it turns you into a long-term wealth builder rather than a short-term earner. Quiet wealth builders invest heavily in themselves. They read, practice, experiment, and refine. They understand that money follows value, and value comes from competence. While others chase shortcuts, they build foundations. Over time, those foundations support exponential income growth. Getting rich without anyone noticing often starts with upgrading your skill set in silence. No one applauds you for studying late, practicing daily, or refining your craft. But one day, the market rewards you with opportunities and income that look sudden to others, but were built over years of quiet effort. Avoiding status traps is one of the smartest and most invisible wealth strategies you can follow. Status traps are purchases and lifestyle choices made to signal success rather than to improve your actual life. They are driven by ego, comparison, and social pressure. The problem is that they quietly destroy your ability to build real wealth while giving you the temporary feeling of being successful. Society constantly pushes the idea that success should be visible. Expensive cars, designer clothes, luxury gadgets, and upscale lifestyles are marketed as proof that you have made it. Social media amplifies this pressure by showing curated highlights of other people's lives, making it easy to feel behind. Many people fall into the trap of spending money they do not have or money they should be investing, just to keep up appearances. This creates a cycle where income rises, spending rises even faster, and wealth never accumulates. Quiet wealth builders see status symbols for what they are: liabilities disguised as success. A luxury car loses value, designer items depreciate, and flashy lifestyles often come with high recurring costs. These expenses do not produce income, they consume it. When you buy status instead of assets, you are trading your future financial freedom for short-term validation. The applause fades quickly, but the financial burden stays. Avoiding status traps requires a strong sense of self and a clear long-term vision. You must decide that your goal is financial security, freedom, and options, not approval. This often means driving a simple car, even when you can afford a better one, wearing ordinary clothes, and living in a modest home while your investments grow. To outsiders, it may look like you are not successful. In reality, you are prioritizing what truly matters. This approach also protects your mental health. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you stop feeling the constant pressure to upgrade. You become content with what you have and intentional with what you buy. Money becomes a tool rather than a performance. You make purchases based on utility and value, not on how they look to others. This shift reduces stress and increases satisfaction. Another hidden benefit of avoiding status traps is flexibility. When your expenses are low and your lifestyle is simple, you have more room to invest, experiment, and take risks. You can start a business, invest in education, or seize opportunities without worrying about maintaining an expensive image. Your money works for you instead of working to support a lifestyle that impresses strangers. Over time, this discipline compounds. The money not spent on status items is invested into assets that grow. While others are stuck financing depreciating items, you are building appreciating ones. The gap between those two paths widens every year. One path leads to debt and pressure. The other leads to independence and quiet confidence. Getting rich without anyone noticing often means resisting the urge to look rich. True wealth is silent, stable, and self-sustaining. When you avoid status traps, you free yourself from the need to prove anything and focus entirely on building something that lasts. Creating multiple income streams is one of the most powerful ways to grow wealth quietly because it shifts you from depending on a single paycheck to building a network of cash flows that work together. Most people rely on one source of income, usually their job. If that job disappears or stagnates, their financial progress stops. Quiet wealth builders think differently. They build systems that generate money from different directions, so their financial growth does not depend on one employer, one client, or one market. Multiple income streams can come from many places. It might be a side business, freelancing, dividends from investments, rental income, digital products, consulting, or partnerships. The exact source is less important than the principle. Each stream, even if small, adds resilience and momentum. When one slows down, another keeps moving. Over time, these streams stack, and your income becomes more stable and scalable. The beauty of multiple income streams is that they often start small and invisible. A blog, a YouTube channel, a course, an app, or a simple service can begin as a side project with modest earnings. At first, no one notices. There is no dramatic lifestyle change. But as you refine and scale these projects, they can grow into significant revenue sources. What looks like a hobby to others can become a serious financial engine for you. Another advantage is leverage. A traditional job trades time for money. When you build additional streams, especially digital or investment-based ones, you break that direct link. Your money, content, or systems work even when you are not actively working. This creates time freedom and exponential growth. You can sleep, travel, or focus on new ideas while existing streams continue to generate income. Multiple income streams also accelerate learning and opportunity. When you experiment with different ventures, you develop business skills, marketing insight, financial literacy, and strategic thinking. Each stream teaches you something that can be applied to others. You start seeing patterns and opportunities that most people miss. This compounding knowledge becomes a hidden asset that increases your earning potential far beyond your initial projects. There is also a psychological shift. When you are not dependent on a single income source, you feel more secure and confident. You can negotiate better, take calculated risks, and make decisions based on long-term goals instead of short-term survival. This mental freedom is often the difference between people who stay stuck and those who quietly scale their wealth. Building multiple streams does not require extreme hustle or constant activity. It requires strategic effort, patience, and systems. You focus on creating assets that can grow over time instead of constantly trading hours for dollars. This approach is quieter, slower at first, but far more powerful in the long run. Quiet wealth grows when your income comes from many places, not just one. While others rely on a single paycheck and hope for raises, you build a network of income that expands every year. No announcements, no bragging, just steady, silent growth that compounds into financial independence. Keeping your financial goals private is a powerful and often overlooked strategy for building wealth quietly. In a world where people share everything online, silence becomes a form of strength. When you keep your plans, progress, and finances to yourself, you protect your focus, your peace, and your strategy. Not everyone needs to know what you are doing, how much you earn, or what you are building. When you talk too much about your goals, you invite opinions, criticism, and expectations. Some people will doubt you, some will discourage you, and others may pressure you to spend, invest, or help them financially. Even well-meaning friends and family can influence your decisions in ways that are not aligned with your long-term vision. Privacy creates a mental shield. It allows you to think clearly, make rational decisions, and move at your own pace without external noise. There is also a psychological effect to sharing goals publicly. When you announce your plans, your brain can feel a sense of accomplishment before you have actually achieved anything. This reduces urgency and discipline. Quiet builders avoid this trap. They let results speak. They focus on execution, not validation. Progress becomes something they experience internally, not something they perform for others. Keeping goals private also reduces social pressure to upgrade your lifestyle. When people know you are earning more, they may expect you to spend more. They may suggest expensive activities, judge your frugality, or assume you should live a certain way. When your financial growth is invisible, you can maintain a simple lifestyle without explanation. You can save, invest, and plan strategically while appearing unchanged to the outside world. Another advantage is strategic flexibility. When your plans are private, you can pivot, experiment, and fail without public embarrassment. You are free to test ideas, change direction, and refine your strategy without defending your choices. This is especially important in investing in business, where adaptability is key. Silence gives you room to think long-term instead of reacting to social expectations. Privacy also protects you from financial risks related to attention. Visible wealth can attract unwanted requests, scams, or even security concerns. Quiet wealth is safer wealth. When people do not know your financial position, you reduce the chances of being targeted or pressured. You control who knows what, and that control is a form of power. Over time, keeping your financial goals private builds inner confidence. You stop seeking approval and start trusting your own judgment. You measure success by progress toward your personal vision, not by likes, comments, or admiration. This internal validation is stronger and more stable than external praise. Getting rich without anyone noticing requires discipline, strategy, and silence. While others talk about their plans, you execute quietly. While others seek recognition, you build results. In the end, your wealth will be real, sustainable, and self-directed, and no announcement will be needed. As we close, remember this: real wealth is not built in public. It is built in private decisions, quiet discipline, and long-term thinking that most people never see. Getting rich without anyone noticing is not about hiding success. It is about prioritizing substance over appearance, assets over applause, and freedom over validation. Every principle we discussed today points to the same idea. Control your lifestyle, invest consistently, upgrade your skills, avoid status traps, Build multiple income streams and keep your plans private. None of these require luck, a massive starting capital, or public recognition. They require intention, patience, and consistency. The world celebrates loud success, but quiet success lasts longer. While others chase attention, you can build assets. While others compare lifestyles, you can compound wealth. And while others talk about financial freedom, you can systematically engineer it. Start small, stay disciplined, and think in decades, not days. Your progress does not need an audience. Let your actions be silent and your results undeniable. That is how you get rich without anyone noticing.